Hello and good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sir Marcy, and for today's video, we are still on our third part of our lesson, solving problems involving properties of rectangle. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated with my latest videos. Okay, so using the given rectangle KLMN and the given information, hanapin natin yung measure ng mga angles na nandito, which is angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 8, angle 9, and angle 10. But para makuha natin yung mga yan, we're going to use these properties. Una, diagonals bisect each other, which is property of parallelogram, and the two unique properties of rectangle, which are diagonals are congruent and all angles are right angles. So, kung babalikan natin yung lesson natin about properties of parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. So, if we have diagonal KM, it bisect diagonal NL. So, ibig sabihin nun, si segment NC is congruent to segment CL. But take note that since this is a rectangle, may unique property si rectangle na diagonals are congruent. Ibig sabihin, yung sukat ni LN dito is congruent sa sukat ni KN. So, kung i-apply natin yung diagonals bisect each other at diagonals are congruent, we also conclude that si segment KC, which is this one, is congruent to segment CM. Aside from that, since diagonals are congruent, pwede nating sabihin na si segment KC, so we have segment KC is congruent to segment CL, is congruent to segment CM, is congruent to segment CL. Okay? So, dahil pare-pares yung sukat nila. Now, notice also that if meron tayong two congruent sides, we called it isosceles triangle. So, by definition, ang isosceles triangle is that it has two pairs of sides which are congruent, and take note that base angles are also congruent. Okay, so another is this one. This is also an isosceles triangle. Okay, so these are the two congruent sides and these are the base angles. Okay, now let's try to find the measure of the following. By the way, if you still remember, the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. So, si angle 2, pag inad kay angle 10 at inad kay angle 3, ang interior angles niyan is it should be 180. Ganun din, si angle 5, when added to this side, and then angle 4, that is also 180. So, let's now solve. Okay, so we have here the given measure of angle 1 is 70, so we'll write it here. So angle 1 is 70 degrees. Then angle 7 is 20 degrees. Now to solve for angle 2, if you still remember, all angles are right angles. So we have angle L, which is angle 1 and angle 2. Since angle 1 is already 70 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2? Okay, very good. The answer is 20 degrees. So we'll write it 20 degrees. Now let's try to solve for angle 3. Angle 3, since as I've said earlier that LCM is an isosceles triangle, meaning two sides are congruent and base angles are congruent. Meaning to say, so if this is our base angle which is 20 degree, we also conclude na si angle 3 is a base angle and they are congruent. So this is also 20 degrees. Okay, now how about angle 10. To solve for angle 10, just like what I've said earlier, the interior angle of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, so it's always 180 degrees. If this is 20 and this is 20, what is the measure of angle 10? So the answer is 140 degrees. Sir, bakit po 140? Because just like in our definition, the sum of the angle of the interior the sum of the interior angle of a triangle is 180. So meron ka ng 20, may 20 ka na rito, ilan na lang ang kulang para maging 100 ilan na lang kulang para maging 180? That is 140 degrees. Can you follow? Okay, let's now proceed. Now, in this case, we have angle 4. So kung may 20 ka na rito and this is a right angle, ilan na lang ang kulang natin? Very good. That is equal to 70 degrees. And angle 5 is a base angle, remember? So these two are congruent. So we can now solve for the measure of angle 5. That is also 70 degrees. So 70 plus 70, 140, ilan na lang to? That is equal to 40 degrees. Okay, so this one is 70 degrees. Next, how about angle 6? Angle 6, so this is 70, ilan na lang ang kulang para maging right angle or 90 degrees? So the answer here is 20. So this is 20 degrees. Now, for angle 8, by the way, we'll solve for angle 9 first. So 20 plus 20, this is 40. Ilan na lang ang kulang para maging 180? This is 180, sorry. So this is 140 degrees. Yan. And for angle 8, so this is 20. Then automatically, alam natin that this is 70 degrees. Then, this one is 40 degrees. Okay? So, yun na yung sagot natin. So, angle 8, that is 70 degrees. And angle 9, the answer is 140 degrees. Okay, in this problem naman, I'm going to discuss additional properties of rectangle. This time, ang i-discuss natin is diagonals bisect each other, diagonals are congruent, and opposite sides are congruent. So let's say, ang given natin sa CN is 15. Okay, so CN is 15 and KL is 16. So label natin siya. CN here, which is this one is 15. Okay, then KL is 16. So ngayon, kunin natin yung sukat ni CM, CL, CK, and NL. Okay, so CM muna tayo. Based on our definition kanina, diagonals are congruent. This is a unique properties of rectangle. Ibig sabihin, si KM ay kasukat ni LN. So, kung ito ay sabihin natin 20, si LN is 20. So, ngayon, kung si CN ay 15, ilan ang sukat ni CM? The answer is 15. Okay? Then CK is also 15. Then NL, kung tatanungin natin si NL, ito yung kabuuan natin. So, here. So, this is NL. So, kung 15 yan, 15 to, si NL ay, yung kabuo niya ay 30. Okay? So, we'll write it now. So, CM, 15. We have CK also 15, or CL is 15, and CK is 15. Okay, so this one is 15. So, NL, yung buo niya, 15 plus 15, that is 30. Now, let's solve for KM. So, si KM, kanina, kung 15 ito si NL natin, si KM, so here, papunta dito. So, 15 plus 15, that is also 30. Now, paano naman natin isosolve si Kn? So, erase muna natin. So, here, again, so, this is 15. This is 15. This is 15. This is 15. This is 30. This is 16. This is 30. Now, paano natin isosolve si Kn? So, kung titingnan natin, si Kn is ito. So, paano doon natin isosolve yan? Meron tayong given na si na nm. Ang sukat ni nm, meron na ba? Okay, so sukat ni nm based on our given, that is 16 to. So si nm natin ay 16 din. Then remember, si km natin, itong buong to, km that measures 30. Okay, so this is nm16 because we apply opposite sides are congruent. So para makuha natin si side kn, we will apply Pythagorean theorem. Paano po yun? That is the sum of the squares of the two legs is equal to the square of its hypotenuse, which is the longest side. So these two are the legs of the right triangle. So we only apply Pythagorean theorem if that is a right triangle. Now, let's say we set this as our A. Okay, so this is A, this is B, and the longest side is C. So by substitution, we have A squared plus B, which is 16 squared, is equal to 30 squared. Okay, so we have A squared plus 16 squared, that's 256, is equal to 900. Then, isubtract natin siya. So, A squared is equal to 900 minus 256. And the answer is, that's A squared is equal to 644. Now, we only need the measure of A. So, we will apply extracting square roots. So, cancel yan. A now is equal to square root of 624 using your calculator, that is approximately 25.4. So, that is the measure of our Kn. So, this is Kn. Okay? So, this is 25.4. Also, take note, if this is 25.4, anong sukat ni LM? That is also 25.4. Okay? So, that ends our lesson for today, and I hope that you learned something new. Goodbye!